Today I'm going to tell you about one of the strangest movies about aliens in the 80s that a lot of people just don't talk about, and it's based on a true story. I'm talking about the Aurora Encounter. The movie was released in 1986. It's kind of a Western aliens movie. And yes, better than Cowboys and Aliens. Remember that? Well, anyway, let's move on. This movie stars Jack Elam. Now, if you don't know Jack Elam, he was in a bunch of westerns. He was in those Cannonball Run movies. He always had a wonky eye. He was in a lot of stuff. Sadly, he's passed away. And it also stars Dottie West. Anyone that's a country music fan knows Dottie West. I hope so, anyway.
But I was raised on country sunshine.
And the main star who plays the alien is Mickey Hayes. Mickey Hayes was born in 1972, the same year I was, although you can't tell that by looking at him. See, this actor had progeria. This guy had progeria. It's a rare genetic condition. They say it's kind of like the opposite of Benjamin Buttons, but you know, it makes them grow faster. They don't really grow older, they just have an appearance of looking a lot older than they are. He starred in this movie as the alien, which kind of upset some people because they thought it was kind of rude to get this, this guy with this rare disease and, looks odd because of that disease and throw him in a movie and make him play an alien. But Mickey was happy to do it. He loved the part. He loved being the center of attention. He loved being a movie star, at least for this movie, So I can't feel bad for him. He does appear in a documentary about his condition in 1987 called I'm Not a Freak. And no, he wasn't a freak. Anyway, this movie is about a UFO incident from 1897, based on a true event that took place in Aurora, Texas. In 1987, Aurora, Texas school teacher Alan Pebbles inherited the town's failing newspaper after his father's death. At the same time, a UFO appeared in the woods outside of town. One of the locals, Irene, sees a beam of light come out of the sky and then an alien looking through a window. So Alan, of the failing newspaper, decides he will investigate this story to publish it. He needs a hit. But the town residents really starts to fear Irene. What is she, some kind of wacko? Shortly after that, one of Alan's students, Sue, witnesses the UFO near a river, as well as the extraterrestrial. And he leaves behind this strange crystal, which Brett brings to Alan to examine. Meanwhile, Charlie, a local drunk, if it's a small town, you gotta have a local drunk. He encounters the alien, who has a sense of benevolent, whatever that means, and invites him into his home. The two start drinking together and playing checkers. Although the alien doesn't speak, they actually play checkers together. This is one wacky movie. Alan is eager to cover the story. I don't know if he's going to include the playing checkers part, but a guy getting drunk with an alien, he's got to put that in his newspaper. But then he encounters Sheriff Ben. The local sheriff. This ain't no Andy Taylor. The local sheriff believes it's irresponsible for the newspaper to print this story. But that doesn't matter. Alan travels to Austin to meet with the governor to discuss the incident. But she dismisses him. The governor doesn't want to hear this crap either. An alien, getting drunk, playing checkers. Meanwhile, Charlie keeps getting visited by the extraterrestrial. But the locals just don't believe it. I mean, who would believe it? A drunk walking around town rambling about playing checkers with an alien? I didn't even believe when I saw the movie. So Sue brings her classmate, Ginger and Becky, to a native burial ground. Nothing good ever happens in a native burial ground. There they find animal bones painted and arranged on sticks. Creepy. Under their feet, the ground collapses, and the girls find themselves trapped in a cavern. This isn't just any cavern. No, there's ancient artifacts down there, hieroglyphics, and skeletons. This terrifies young Ginger, and the girls panic further when the cave begins to collapse on them. Meanwhile, they got the Texas Rangers involved now. I hope it's not Texas Walker. The Texas Ranger Philip witnesses the UFO emerging nearby from the woods, and it causes his rifle to disappear in a beam of light. Okay, it's not Texas Walker, because Chuck Norris, he don't need no rifle. Before the cave collapses on them, the girls are saved by the extraterrestrial, who is summoned by the crystal and causes the girls to levitate right out of the cave, right to their safety. After all this, Sue, Ginger, and Becky visit Alan to tell them of the story. The next day, the Texas Ranger Philip visits Alan and informs him that he also saw the UFO. Alan arranges a public attempt to summons the extraterrestrial town. He says, "Come on in, we'll give you more beer and play more boring board games." And the attempt is successful. The UFO lands in town, much to the horror of the non-believers. You can't have this story without having a few non-believers. Alan, Charlie, and the young girls are elated. As the extraterrestrial exits the UFO, he approaches Sue, Alan, and Ben. And then, spoiler alert, he is shot by the Texas Ranger. The town people watch as the alien heads back to his vehicle, which then crashes into the town's water tower before exploding. And then Sue runs up and she removes the alien body from the wreckage. But sadly, it's too late. A proper funeral is held for the extraterrestrial. Attending it is Alan, Charles, Ben, Irene, and the girls. During the burial, Sue lays the crystal on top of the casket, which causes it to shine and start glowing blue before it launches up into space, disappearing into the night. What an exciting movie. Again, this movie was based on an actual event that happened in Aurora, Texas on April 1897, if you believe the story. So how did this little kid with this disease, how did he get to be in this movie? Well, actually, it was thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, because it was one of his wishes to be a star of a movie, and they gave it to him. And here's a fun fact about the movie. This is Spanky's last film appearance. Who is Spanky? Well, he's George McFarlane. Spanky for the Little Rascals. He's in this movie, and he plays the Texas governor. Crazy, the governor Spanky. Who's the mayor? Alfalfa? Believe it or not, it was his first role in over 40 years. Yeah, I can believe it. So how does one see such a movie? It's actually free on YouTube. Yeah, free on YouTube. And I think Pluto, some of the little smaller streaming sites play it also, but it's free on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube, so you got YouTube. Check it out. I think you will enjoy it. And just more, I mean, we're not talking a classic here, but it's just fun and intriguing to watch, you know. This kid that plays the alien actually does a really fine job. He does. I don't think he speaks in the movie. I don't think he speaks in the movie, but maybe at the end he mumbles something. I'm not really sure. Tragic ending, but it's no E.T., but you know it's worth watching, especially if you're into alien, the science fiction movies, or in the 80s movies. I think you need to check this one out. But that's a look at Aurora Encounter. Check it out on YouTube if you've never seen it. If you haven't seen it, let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? I liked it, but honestly, I haven't seen it in years, so I'm not sure how it holds up. You know, this is one of those movies like Savannah Smiles. I just need to check out again because I liked them back then, and now I never hear anyone. No one talks about Savannah Smiles. What's up with that? Anyway, that's a look at Aurora Encounter. Thank you for watching.
That's my hat there, buddy. Hey, come back here with my hat. Yeah? Don't forget your dog. Come get your dog. Bring back my hat and get your dog.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.